Russell Gagan here from Russell's Fishing Tech. Coming back at you with another video. Hard to believe, it's already April. Unfortunately, we're still doing indoor videos as the weather just doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Mother Nature is really confused. She thought it was fall slash, maybe an early spring in January, February, and now March and early April, she thinks it's winter time yet. So hopefully in the next coming weeks, the weather starts to cooperate a little bit, and maybe I can get out on the water and do some on-the-water videos, some how-to, some fishing reports, some different things like that. But for now, we're still working inside the confines of the house. And today the topic is a good one, I think, for right now, as the coho fishing starting to really happen on Lake Michigan, and I'm sure will happen this spring on Lake Ontario in some places. We're going to talk coho flies. And really what we're going to talk about is how to select the proper coho fly for the condition / time of year. And really, for me, there's two styles of coho flies that I use. They're different sizes and different types. One of them is really where I think is probably the staple, maybe most important or most popular, coho fly on the market, and that is the peanut style fly. That's what this one is here. This is a peanut style. The peanut is tied onto a treble hook like this. This is a Rombro's Mistress, which happens to be one of my favorite color peanut flies. This is a salmon candy. Peanut flies are generally around 2 inches long, although some of the companies do make them a touch longer than that, but they're generally around 2 inches. One of the things I really like about our salmon candy peanut flies is we use, like in our other leaders, we used the treble hook that's got the gap closed there that you can see there. Cohos are notorious for doing what I call the coho shuffle, shaking behind the boat, twisting around, and they can get the line really caught in those treble hooks very easily. So this is the first style. And what I like about the peanut fly is it seems to work really good for me early season. When I say early, generally speaking, March and April is a little bit more of a crankbait bite. Can be a little bit of a peanut fly bite, but it's a little bit more of like a thin fin from our buddy over at Doc's Customs, or a mini spoon bite. Salmon candy mini spoons are one of my favorite baits for early season cohos. Once you get into that mid-late April and you start to approach May, peanut flies really take over. And then in late April and all of May, it seems like peanut flies, generally speaking, dominate that early season coho bite. You fish these anywhere from 12 to 15 inches, generally speaking, with 15 kind of being my sweet spot behind either double O or double wide Dodger. And we offer these in a variety of colors. Really the big thing to know when you're going to select a peanut fly is, are you fishing in close to shore, like around the harbor areas or the shoreline at 20, 30 foot of water where you might be dealing with some colored water? If you are, then some of the colors like this Rombro's Mistress, that's a real bright chartreusey green. Rombro's X-Mistress, which is one of our brighter blues, kind of a powder blue. Some of our glow colors like glowing lep or glowing mitlep. Even our glow green goblin, if I can find that one around here, right here. Those are some of my favorite colors in that more dirty, tannic water along the shoreline. So if I'm going to fish the harbor area or I'm going to fish the shoreline area, like inside a 40 foot of water, I'm really going to lean on these brighter colored and or glow in the dark colors. Another one of my favorite for that type of, or two of my favorites, I guess, for that type of fishing is Vanilla Ice and Vision. I see Vision here, whites. And Vanilla Ice would be another one, white, so really good in that more dirty water. Once I get out into the lake and we're fishing more in the clear water, that's when I really prefer more of our shiny peanut flies. So colors like Illumination UV would be a good one. Mercy UV would be another good one. Hulk UV is probably one of our best-selling, if not our best-selling peanut fly. It's black UV, and it's got Mirage in it too. So that's a really good set there. So for me, early season, April and into May and through May, I'm primarily a peanut fly guy running mostly a 15-inch fluorocarbon 50-pound leader behind either a double O or a double wide Salmon Candy Dodger. That's sort of my go-to for that early season. Once we transition into that late May, Memorial Day weekend time frame into June, depending on how warm the water's warming up, how fast the water's warming up, and how big the coho are getting and how much they're feeding on their way up, I'll start to transition into another type of fly. And another type of fly is what I like to call a slider fly. And here at Salmon Candy, we make that in what's more of a 3-inch model. It's quite a bit bulkier, as you can see, than the peanut fly. I'll hold that slider up there and then hold the peanut up there. You know, it's a substantially different fly in size. And generally for me, the slider fly works better a little later in the year, like I was saying, that late May into June, even into July type time frame if there's a lot of cohos around yet. And it really, really works well out in the lake further, and even if you get down deeper. So if the water starts to warm and those cohos are out maybe 100, 150, 180, and they're down 20, 30, 40, 50 feet down in the water column, I like the bulkiness and I like the bigger profile of our slider fly. This one's called a slider because obviously it slides up and down the line, and it comes already rigged on a leader. I believe we have a 15-inch leader here on this slider fly, ready to fish behind a double O or a double wide Dodger. It's tied on 50-pound fluorocarbon, and again is using the no-gap hook there that we've made famous here at Salmon Candy. And color-wise, I'm using a lot of the same stuff. If I'm going to be fishing any kind of dirty water, which I don't fish the slider flies as much in the dirty water, I will use more of the brighter colors, the Rod Bros, some of the glow-in-the-darks, and or some of the whites. But really, if I'm going to fish that shoreline area, I'm going to fish out the lake more, out in that clear water is what I meant to say, then I'm going to go and pick out some of our shiny ones. I'm going to grab a few out of the bag here. I really like colors like, Illumination UV, which is one of my favorites in our, 4-inch salmon color, or a salmon fly. Mercy UV, is another one that's a really, really good color for fishing out in the lake. We have a ton of colors, obviously. We got 20, but really I like those shiny ones. Hulk UV again, really, really can be good. The big thing is just understanding the difference in the profile and the color patterns to help you select the right fly for the job. Coho fishing is an exciting time of year. It's already starting down the south end. They're catching them in Portage, Indiana. They're catching them in St. Joe, Michigan, Michigan City. Up the other shoreline, I've heard of limits already all the way up to Kenosha. So coho fishing is getting started now. You're going to want to get loaded up and make sure you got all the things you need for that early season coho. And hopefully we get some south winds, some warm weather, and then cohos get pushed up the shoreline all the way up to ports like, Sheboygan, Two Rivers even, can see cohos from time to time. So that's kind of my explanation. Peanut flies early, slider flies later on. Both work really well behind either double O or double wide Salmon Candy Dodgers. I hope to be out on the water here soon. Hope to get some on the water action for you guys. And I hope you're having a good spring. And let's hope Mother Nature starts to cooperate. Thanks and have a great day.